Hey everybody, we just got back from St. Thomas where we're going to review the excursion we did. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Abby.
And we are the Traveling Dinks.
We just got back from an excursion in St. Thomas. We did a brewery and beach tour, is how it was advertised. It was 3.5 hours. Maybe 3.5 or 4 hours. So we get off the ship, we meet our tour guide. When we got off the ship, it was not pretty outside. It was kind of overcast, and then it was the smallest group we've ever had an excursion, though. I will say that it was advertised as a small group. It was 12 of us, I believe. Yeah, does that sound right? 12.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It was 12 of us. And it was about to start raining, so our tour guide took us into like this little building so we could finish checking in. We met our driver, and then she switched off to another guide with her company that actually rode with us. So we get in our vehicle, and it's like this open air truck thing. And as soon as we sit down, it starts raining. We have like a 8-minute drive to the brewery. Do the brewery first. We get there, and I was a little underwhelmed. The beer was really good. We tasted 4 different beers.
So the brewery was fantastic. I didn't think it went south until the beach.
I think, to me, the way it was advertised was like a brewery tour.
What beer did we drink? What brewery was it? I can't
remember. We'll put the name of the brewery here because we don't remember which brewery it was.
I'll have to do some research and try to figure out what we did, but
yeah,
the beer was okay. The beer wasn't bad.
No, I liked 3 out of the 4 beers, which usually because
you like an IPA.
Yeah. The beer was not my complaint. I feel like it was advertised as like a brewery tour, and we got there. They did take us like this private area loft upstairs, and the lady at the brewery really just gave us a bunch of facts for like 20 minutes, which was kind of boring. And then we started tasting beer, and then we pretty much had like 45 minutes there to just sit and talk with the other couples we were with, which we did, which was nice, but it was not a brewery tour at all. And then things went south.
So we get done with the brewery, and it starts raining.
Well, like pouring
down rain. Half our group didn't want to go to the beach. Half our group wanted an island tour to sit in the thing and do an island tour. And half of our group wanted to...
You mean a quarter. You said half 3 times.
Yeah, okay. A quarter and a quarter, a quarter. And then the other quarter wanted to just go back to the boat. I don't think they really were enjoying it. So we had to decide to do something together as a group. It took a very long time to figure it out.
Yeah, where I feel like this went south is our tour guide. Well, so the driver, there was a driver with us and a tour guide. I do not believe that they worked for the same company. Our driver said to all of us, if all of you can agree on something, we'll just do what you want to do. And then 5 minutes later, our tour guide was like, no, we can't actually do that. We either have to go to the beach or we have to go to the ship. And before she said that, everybody was saying just drive us around the island because it was still really pouring down. Well, by the time she said that, it stopped raining. Not stopped raining, but it was raining, it was drizzling. So, at that point, everybody but one couple was like, well, let's just go to the beach and see. And when she said that, the driver was like, I think by the time we get there, because it was like a 10-minute drive, it should be fine over there. So when he said that, and then she had said that, and then he said that, everybody but one couple was like, well, let's just go to the beach, and if it's still raining, then we'll all go back to the ship. That one couple was okay with that, kind of.
Majority ruled in that situation.
Yeah. So then we all get on our truck thing, and then there was like a 10-minute pause. Well, first he almost left one of our couples. One of our couples went back to go to the restroom, and he was literally backing up. No, that was before that. First, he picks up 2 random people, and puts them in the truck because it was like an actual truck, and then we were like all in this like exposed thing. And I've just never been on a like an excursion through a cruise line and like they pick up random people. I mean, I guess it ended up being fine, but it was just kind of weird. Like we heard them talking about money and it was just kind of weird. And then he starts to back up, and we notice that two of the people in our group were not there. So we all start like banging on the door and saying stop. And then like he did finally stop, and then our other two people came in. Like that's the big thing is like when you do these excursions through the cruise line, is you're never supposed to get left behind. And if we all wouldn't have noticed them not being there, they would have been
they'd have
gone.
been gone.
Which
So
I just was that's kind of where things started to really go south for me.
yeah, so we get to the beach, and ironically, it cleared up. It was actually
Yeah.
really pretty. Um, so we go. It was at a resort. So the excursion was brewery and beach day, but it was at a resort. The resort was
It wasn't bad.
it wasn't
No.
bad. But we get to the beach, and I don't feel like we had much time there
No,
because
we
I feel
ended
like
up
we wasted a lot of time trying to
figure
figure
out what
out
we were gonna
what we
do.
were gonna do. I feel like we were only there for 30 minutes,
No,
30,
we were
45
there about an
minutes.
hour. We were there about an hour.
It didn't feel like that. But
So we get there. We did have chairs and an umbrella. They were really like you can tell our part was very like crammed together. But luckily, like we at this point we had all kind of trauma bonded over like almost leaving people and having to figure out the way. And our group was so small, like everybody was getting along, so it was fine. We get there though, and we have people. We were right by like this drink bar restaurant thing. Um, the people working there were also selling drugs, so that was an experience. Some people in our group decided to partake in those activities, which we've just never, that's just not really our thing, but it was also just kind of,
it's a very unique experience.
and like you could tell, like our tour guide and our driver knew the people that were selling drinks slash drugs. So that was kind of interesting. Me and Andrew just started kind of coupling off with this other couple. We just all kind of hung out in the water. We did get some drinks, and just kind of talked and hung out. Fast forward to about an hour later, it's time to leave. We all start heading that way. We had a meeting spot in the resort with our tour guide. I didn't really see her. And then we pass our, walking to our meeting point, we pass our driver smoking weed, or smoking something that wasn't cigarettes, I'll say. That to me, because we paid this excursion, like, I don't really care what you do in your downtime, personal time, but because we're in, technically St. Thomas is the US, but we're not home. We are somewhere foreign. We were somewhere different. We paid through this excursion through the cruise line where you're driving. He was our driver. Um, I didn't. I was really frustrated with that, and so was someone else in our another couple in our group because, I don't think you should drive not 100% yourself. So I was pretty frustrated with that. Luckily, the drive from the beach to the ship was only like 3 minutes. But I was really frustrated that he was also late meeting us back to the truck. Our tour guide was there with us, but he was a few minutes late. So I was just really disappointed in that experience. We also got back late. So that was the second day. We didn't get to eat any lunch because we were supposed that tour was supposed to be 3.5, 4 hours, and we were gone 5.5 hours. So we didn't have any time in the port. We hadn't been to St. Thomas since our 1 year anniversary cruise, so it'd been like 10 years. We really wanted to go to the shops. We didn't get any of our souvenirs we wanted. It ended up being like the weather, like I think started it off bad, and we're not counting that anything against the trip. And I know that could have been some of the reason we got back a little bit late, but it's not the only reason we got back late. And we called, we got back, we did talk to guest services.
They did refund us some of the money
Yeah,
back.
because I mean, we did. I mean, we told them we had a good time. Our biggest thing is we did get back late. We didn't get any time in port, to do any other things we wanted to do. And I mean, we told them our tour guide was doing drugs and then driving us around, which to us is not really safe. So They did refund us like 60% of our excursion, and it was one of the more expensive excursions we've done because it was such a small group. It was only 12 of us. I think it actually was the most expensive excursion we did the whole cruise. So, um,
It was. It definitely was the most expensive. Um, yeah, it wasn't.
I wouldn't have done it again.
Nothing against St. Thomas. I just would not do if you're on the Celebrity Ascent or you're going to St. Thomas through Celebrity. I would not recommend doing a brewery in Beach
Yeah,
Day.
the actual excursion would have probably been great if weather would have been. The brewery wasn't 100% what I love, but you loved it either way. So I would do that part again. And then the beach there was beautiful. I just think the people that we were along for the ride with just didn't. They were not very professional. There was not even our tour guide. Like she didn't communicate with us. She like led the driver make the decisions until like she said no we can't take them other places. That was like the only time she really spoke up. And she's our tour guide. So I would give the experience a 6 out of 10, only because the beach was really beautiful. It was really really pretty. I really enjoyed it. The water was gorgeous. It wasn't super crowded. um and I like St. Thomas. I like the little ride we got around the island, even though it was short. Like he could tell he took us through the prettier areas. And he did like tell us a lot of cool facts while we were in the truck. So that part of that he did really well. But I don't like not feeling safe or comfortable, and I just there has to be professionalism there when we're paying for a service. I would give it a 6 out of 10. What would you give it?
Probably 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
That was
I didn't enjoy it. Nothing against St. Thomas. I'm actually wanting to go back to St. Thomas and do something different, whether that's taking around the ports or whatnot. Another
the beach was
excursion.
beautiful.
There is another beach that begins with an M there. Everyone said to go to. So
Megan's Beach, which
Megan's
I think is
Beach.
the beach we went to 10 years ago. We can't remember what we did. I mean, we know we did a beach day, and that's
But
why we wanted to go back to St. Thomas. Their beaches are
but I
beautiful.
would probably go back to that beach and kind of focus on doing something like that instead of the
I would
excursion we did.
honestly,
I
yeah,
would probably take a
that's what I was
taxi.
about to say.
I'd
Yeah,
probably take a taxi to Megan's Beach. Everyone says that's what they did. Taxi ride was 10, $15 round trip, so it was a pretty
yeah.
cheap day
I think
for
I
them.
would have done that next time. I would do that.
Instead of spending, I think the excursion cost us like
It was
$250.
$300.
So yeah, like I said, just the money we spent versus the experience we had, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. So, but nevertheless, definitely recommend going to St. Thomas. Just maybe not doing that excursion.
Yeah, but thank you for stopping by.
All right.